going tonight, guys? We got another part to deal with here. It's looking like 2D drawing 32. This one's got a lot going on. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy though, so let's just jump right into it. I'm going to start at the top with this this line that's at 50. Make sure we got it here. All right, so we come down 4. We need to have a line that goes 135, and that line will be 3 long, so let's rotate it. My O snaps must be turned off. There, they're on. F3 is how you turn your O snaps on and off. 135. Oops. Let's try this again. We'll go minus 135. Let's get this down. All right, let's try it again. So we need, sorry, I don't know why I'm not hitting the end points here. There we go. Again, maybe you guys can tell me why it goes the opposite direction. I'm just gonna mirror it to get where I need to be. Then we come down 2.4. We have a circle that has a diameter of 7.2. Right. Yep. We got to come down 8.8 from that. Another circle, 7.2. Come down 26.8. Let's just check that. Let's move it off of this. Move it off of that. Okay. So down 26.8. Now another circle of 7.2. Then we got to come down from that 10.28. Let's just check it. We're good there. Okay, so let's trim this out. That's looking right. We got our line of 50. Let's draw a line down the center of this for the moment. We know that we have a circle that is a radius of 17.5, and then we have a circle that's a diameter of 32. Okay. If we come up, let's rotate this 45, and we know that there are these small circles. There's one that's a diameter of 2.4. And then there's another that's a diameter of 1.6. And then this will get placed centered at the 45 here, right there. So that can get deleted. Then this can be just mirrored twice. All right, that takes care of that. Then we know that we need to come up from the center of this, and there is a line of 12. Let's see, how do we know? Oh, okay. So let's place this guy. Let's grab this, let's center it on here for the moment, and then we can come down from the center point 19.5, and then we can move this line that is 12. That can go right here, and we can just come down like this. trim that out. And now we can do a fillet with a radius of 2. And let's hit these corners right here. All right, that takes care of that. So I think this center piece of this is done. Now we just need to go through and trim it, and it looks like they have a hatch, a solid hatch, so we'll get that in there. Bear with me, let's just get these trimmed out. You don't want to be too quick on trimming because you hit the wrong stuff, then you have to undo. So now let's type in hatch. We'll select solid, and let's pick the internal points of these. I don't want them to be white, so I will choose a color and make them color 250, which is black. And hard to see, but they are black. Okay. So we can ignore that. Now, let's look at the very bottom here. Where's the best place to start? So it looks like we can come from this second circle here, and we can make a line that's 13.87. That's our starting point for these. And we know that the end of these guys, okay, let's slow down here. So how thick are these things? They are 1. So I'm just gonna draw a line here for the moment. Offset it by 1. I'll close the end on them. And I'm gonna move this off just for the minute off of this line. All right, and what is the radius at the end of these? I know it shows it somewhere. I think it's just 1. So I think we just take a circle and just do it like that. All right, so let's erase this. We'll use mirror. And now we know I'm going to join all this for the moment. So type in join. Now let's move this. Let's move the center point to here. And then we know that the center of this, bear with me. We know that the center of this is 2 in. Okay. And another thing, let's get the other side in. So we know that this can be mirrored to the other side. I'm just going to join all of this. And we'll bring this line over to here. And let's select join again. For whatever reason, these two don't want to join. Let's zoom way in and see. So I'm going to move. All right, hold on. Yeah, it's just this side. So I'm going to move this and this. Obviously, I missed it, but it shouldn't affect anything. All right. Okay, so now let's mirror. Let's type join one more time. All right. Now we can mirror this guy. There's that. If we make a line that's 2 in, so I'm just gonna, because I want this, I have this joint and I would just want to cut it. I'll just pick an arbitrary spot and draw 2 lines and then trim it like this. And then what we can do is we can move this guy right to where we want that. And then I'll just pull these back to where they meet. All right, so we know that there is a line 16, and that we can put right here for now. All right, now we know we have the correct placement. Let's just double check it. So this is 13.87, that looks good. And then we know the spacing on these things is 3.6. And is it from center to center? It is. So I'm going to join this one more time. Okay. Now we can copy these 3.6, and there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's get 9 of them in there. Copy 3.6. And we need a total of 9, so there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, these two can be trimmed. Same with over here. Yeah, this one, you know, it looks like a lot is going on, and there is, but it's not anything too crazy. Oops. Sorry guys, let me fix my mic here. My apologies. Okay, so we also have these little boxes that are 8 by 6. Oops. 8 by 6. And in the center of those is a circle of a diameter of 4 and a circle with a diameter of 3.2. And let's just get that centered. Okay, we need that hatch. And then we'll match properties to get the black. Okay. And what kind of fillet do we have? We have a fillet of a radius of 1. Oops. Fillet radius 1. Let's hit these corners. All right, that takes care of that. And we know that these guys they're centered on, we can just grab the circle. Oops. I'm just trying to get a line in between there. We can grab this whole deal, drop it. We know it's centered between these two, so let's do that. And then we need this to be 12.28 from the line here. 12.28. And that should be the proper placement. So again, we can mirror this now. Let's trim it out. I don't know what they've done with trim in this newer version of Autocad. I don't like how it seems to operate, but don't get my big drag box that I'm used to. Alright, we can get rid of that. Alright, that's fine. Now we know that this 16 wide line, we know that that comes down to this top one here. Again, let's mirror it. We can delete this now, carry these up through, trim them out, and that is looking right there. And then it looks like I'm going to draw another circle here, and then that will get centered on the 16 line for here as well. And we can trim this. That gets us that. Okay, so is this that 10.28? It is. So then we know that one of these guys needs to come down to the top of that. And hold on here. We know from the center line that the end of this needs to be at 30.88. So let me just get there. 30.88. We'll take this guy. Move it to there. And then I'm just going to trim this. Delete this guy. Mirror it. And then continue on with the 3.6. Oh, let me join these two. We'll just come up here and we need a total of 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay. We know from the center line that there's a line that goes 27.88. So that'll come to the bottom here. That can get trimmed. There's that. And then last but not least here, oops, I'll leave that in for the moment. At the top of this guy, we can come over 2, and then up to the bottom here, mirror again, trim it out. Now we need a circle that is a radius of 3.4, and then an inner circle that is a diameter of 2.8, and that will get dropped. Bring it to this bottom and then move it up 2.3, and then this can get trimmed out. I went too far with it. So this top part, this bottom part, and then this interior last but not least, guys, we just gotta trim, I think just trim these out. I think that is a finished part. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.